Through my many years of owning and operating gyms, I've seen the rise of popularity of the kettlebell, but most people only know the kettlebell swing and otherwise use them in the same way they would use dumbbells or any other handheld weight. Many people just don't know that you can perform unique movements that will challenge your entire body and get you to move in ways that a standard dumbbell or barbell exercise just doesn't do. Today, I'll show you 5 kettlebell exercises that will build a strong and functional body. And I'll throw in some bonus variations for each exercise, and if you stick around until the end, I'll show you a simple piece of equipment that will make learning kettlebell technique quicker and literally painless. So let's jump in. Okay, I recently made a video on top home gym purchases for someone that is on a budget looking for effective equipment. It's linked above and it's in the description. Now, naturally, the kettlebell is one of the items on the list. They're so versatile and, dare I say it, fun, because there's a technical depth to performing kettlebell-specific moves properly that gets you very focused on each and every repetition. Now, I may be on my own here, but I think that using kettlebells does get close to blurring the line between an art and an exercise. They're just that dynamic and there's so much movement to control. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm going too far here, but maybe once we get through the list, I can convince you too. So our first exercise is the kettlebell swing. Of course, it's going to be on the list and it's really the king of kettlebell moves. Everyone knows the swing. You hit the posterior chain hard, develop explosive power through the hamstrings and glutes while working everything from your grip to your upper back and support. Now, of note here is that what I'm demonstrating is a traditional swing form. I've seen what I guess is referred to as the American version that is more squat based with a crazy high swing arc, but putting your shoulders in a compromised position with momentum pulling them back with a weight over your head it's not a smart move. So keep the weight just higher than shoulder height. To increase difficulty, think of hiking the kettlebell back between your legs to increase the momentum and the resulting explosive lift. Now for your bonus variation, let's look at one-handed alternating swings. Keep your upper back tight and don't let your shoulders get pulled forward when you're doing these. Rotate your hands so that you can cleanly slip in your offhand at the top of your reps. Now, since this is such a well-known exercise and I do want to bring you something new, I'll throw in a bonus exercise here. Outside one-arm swings. Now to perform these, you want to keep your core tight, resist rotation in the hips and shoulders, and keep a more narrow stance to save your knees from getting knocked by the bell. Now our next movement is going to be the racked Cossack squat. Since we're doing a bilateral, which is a two-legged movement in the sagittal plane, forward and back, for the kettlebell swing, I thought doing a unilateral movement in the frontal plane is a nice mix instead of just doing the standard squat. So holding the kettlebell in the rack position gets it in front of your body so you can sit down deep into your squat. You can change the focus of the stretch on the off foot to either your groin or hamstrings based on where you point your toes. This is a great move to strengthen quads while developing mobility. Bonus variation, at the top of the movement, perform an overhead press and make it a little bit more of a full body move. Quick break from the exercises to let you know that if you're getting something out of this video, I would greatly appreciate any support you'd give the channel. The channel is just getting going, so any likes or subs really means the world to a small creator like myself, as it's letting YouTube know that they should show the video to more people. So thanks so much. You're awesome. Let's keep going. By the way, if anyone recognizes this shirt and says what it is in the comments, I'll pin the comment. That'll be top comment of the video. Our third movement is going to be the overhead press with a windmill. We're getting somewhat complicated here, and this movement itself may take quite a while to master. Keeping your core tight, driving up, then shift your weight to the hip under the kettlebell, keeping that shoulder pulled back, and perform a hip hinge downwards. Now another variation is called a side press, which was an old-time strength move, and that's done by completing both movements simultaneously. For a bonus variation on this one, Perform a clean to start every repetition. Now, once again, you've transformed it into a really full body movement. Our fourth movement here is going to be a row from a plank hold position. You're going to be working your back as well as your rotary or anti-rotation strength of your core. Now, this is admittedly a reach to call kettlebell specific, but I wanted to be sure to include a pulling movement and didn't want to use renegade rows because on my list I identified as purchasing one kettlebell, so I wanted to do a single kettlebell movement. But by all means, if you think of a better kettlebell specific movement, throw it in the comments below. This is what I came up with. Okay, so post up on something that's at least as high as you need to have the kettlebell on the ground while your posting arm is straight. Focus on keeping your hips and shoulders parallel to the ground while you pull through your row. Bring the weight up and back to tuck along your side, squeezing your back at the top. Don't just get there and drop it down. Control the movement. Now for your bonus variation here, perform a one-arm push-up between each repetition. Now you're as tough as G.I. Jane. Awesome. Now our final move is going to be the Turkish get-up. It's one of my favorites. It is definitely a complete full body move. Can you do this movement with a dumbbell? Of course you can. But having the kettlebell weight sit behind your forearm changes the dynamic of the stabilization of your shoulder. So, still kettlebell specific. Start on the ground in the rack position with your opposite arm out to the side. Knee on the racked side is bent, your other leg straight. Drive the kettlebell up while posting up to your elbow. Now it's going to stay vertical with your arm locked out for the remainder of the exercise. Then post your hand, bridge your hips, bring your knee back and through, perform a side bend to get your torso upright, then step up to a standing position. Whew. Now to get back down, reverse each and every one of those steps, and congrats, you've done one repetition. Now for a bonus variation, I mean, come on, this is already a full body movement, okay? I lied. We're not doing a bonus variation on this exercise. Maybe your bonus variation is just, patting yourself on the back if you do a full set of 5 on each side, because they're just that damn hard. So there you have it, 5 kettlebell specific movements that not only complete a full body workout in a way you just can't get with any other exercise equipment, but also challenge your technique and skill with their dynamic nature. Either doing all of these together in its own workout or substituting individual exercises into your existing workout routine, like one, say, like my hybrid training program, which I've got right up above or linked down in the description, will add some variety that will keep your body moving well while building your strength. Now, here's a very simple piece of equipment that I would use with clients while teaching them kettlebell techniques. The rack position can be painful if you're first starting kettlebells. Be sure when you hold the kettlebell, it's resting alongside your forearm and the pocket formed by your upper arm and forearm. That holds true with catching cleans as well. Having a weight come slamming down on your forearm is no fun, and getting bruised up each time you're trying to learn a new exercise is a quick way to never use kettlebells again. Now, this is a hockey slash guard. Hockey players wear them to protect your forearms, and you could do the same. Once you learn proper form, you wouldn't need something like this, but it can make learning a lot less painful than it otherwise would be, so I recommend getting a pair if you're just starting out and you find that you're getting really beat up by your bells. I'll throw a link in the description down below where you can grab a pair of these so you can stop having your kettlebells beat you up. Hey, if you made it to the end of the video, then you're amazing, and I hope you learned something that'll keep you moving forward in your fitness journey. If you did get something out of the video, please consider throwing a thumb or a sub, or both of those support the channel so much and really help keep it growing. I'm Dave, and this is Dave Does Fitness. Have an awesome day and stay fit.